We got an amazing presentation next with the awesome Lorena from Crescent. Hi, Lorena. I hope you're well. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're about 10 minutes behind, but I think we're okay.
No, we're fine.
We're fine. So we got you in we got you in quite fast, and you've been a friend for the Transformers Foundation for many years, and thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you for coming.
Cool. So the floor is yours. I'll let you share your screen and hopefully speak to you in about 15 minutes or so, and take it away.
Okay. Well, since in previous times I've spoken about inspiration for designing denim and how denim has evolved about the decades and years. I would like to focus now, like in a specific way, how to design a pair of jeans. So I'm going to go through the inspiration, because we've just had the previous talk, which was amazing. So I'm going to go to specific things and how to approach the design of a pair of jeans. Well, at first, it's good to always remember where this trend, where this garment comes from. It's workwear. It's a tough garment. It's something to be outdoors, to be ready for fight, to be ready for everything. This is the origins of denim. And then it became more like a youth rebel uniform. Something, again, and this is very interesting, is one of the few garments, or if only the one, that has no gender. If it fits, it's yours, either man, either woman. This is something that, especially today, it becomes more obvious. Everything is tending to go more and more to a neutral gender in terms of wearing, and definitely denim is this. So it's the uniform and the look of youth, but youth of spirit, not that much about age, because now is just the way that you're communicating the freedom. So it's always like a cool garment that we all love. So for designing a pair of jeans, first of all, we have to know the elements. The first one, of course, is the quality. The quality is what defines denim. So it's a twill, everybody knows that. It's a blue. Okay, and we can have black, but that's not really denim. And it's a twill. When warp and weft, one is indigo, the other one is white. And we have many constructions, always understanding that it's a twill. We have many different constructions and weights and casts and way of tying. And of course, the previous talk, Miguel Sánchez spoke about now different options that we have in terms of fibers, but as such, denim has always been understood as cotton. But now, thank God, we have an infinite way to explore with different fibers, natural fibers, that we can also use to our creativity. So, about the quality, depending on what we are going to design, a pair of jeans is not that simple. We have to think about many things before starting, getting into it. We must know a lot about the different kind of denim and how is it going to look like. So I place here a few images that defines a little bit that look. Well, we have ring denim, depending on the spinning. We have an open end. We have high twist. It's going to look like more heavy, more compact. Then we have lower twist. This one in particular, lower twist fiber, I really like for women garments, because it's like really flexible. The look is not as the feel. So it really makes to me a very interesting contrast, and it's soft, it's nice. Then we have, depending on the yarns, we have slub yarn, no slub yarn, crosshatch, nebs, and different kind of elements that we can put into the fabric that is going to make it look different. So the more you know about all the different looks that you can get depending on these elements, the better you will be able to choose the correct fabric that you like for the final look of your garment. Then we have the other most important thing about denim is the indigo. Okay, now we only use synthetic indigo, but previously it was always natural one, which is naturally a green cast, while the synthetic indigo is a red cast. So we could say today that real indigo is going to be a red cast. Of course, we have black, we have all the kind of shades of blue in the indigo, and this is also important depending on the look we want for our final garment. And then, of course, the elements that makes the denim a denim. What everybody distinguishes, even when designers transforms something that is not denim looking like a denim, is because they are using these elements, these which are very singular. Okay, first of all, when designing a pair of jeans, you go to fit, because this defines everything. This is going to tell you which quality to use, the weight, the look, the everything. So we have many different fits through the history, and they all can be brought to present day and make it modern, make it today. So we have, even bell bottoms, which are, everybody sees these people like in the 70s with long hair and stuff. But we can go today to a store and we will see bell bottoms because they are brought to today. So every kind of fit, the skinnies, for which we will need to use a stretch fabric, a comfort fabric, the wide legs, the boot cuts. This is infinite, but is the most important thing, and the thing that is going to make it appealing to you. The one that you're going to want depends a lot about the fit. Another, well, of course, the top stitchings, the visible stitch is another very important element of denim. And this is the one, for example, that is used in other, the aspects of design, which is not denim. That is making it look like denim. Okay, I'm repeating a lot myself. Okay, so the classic denim is stitched in tobacco colors. You can see here the ones that I use most. So this is very distinctive. Of course, you can use blue on blue, but the typical classic denim is going to use tobacco colors. And well, the top stitches are also very particular. The denim is tough. It is meant to be resistant. So double stitching, parallel stitchings, and battacks, all that kind of particular way of stitching the denim is what is making it look the way it looks. Then we have other elements like the coin pocket, is matchbox pocket in Spanish. Is another element that we are going to always perceive as something that denim has. And here we can play a lot with it. We can oversize it, we can place it in a different place, we can do many things with it as long as it has a motivation for it in the design. I always like to think about designs like if it was a machine. If all the elements are correct, then the design is going to work. So looking at the final look, you have to visualize what you want and then play with all these elements to make a whole and to make everything make sense. So here we see many different shapes, but there are always many shapes and many positions and many things you can do with each of these elements. Well, patch pockets, again, since these garments are meant to be easy to use, functional, strong, patch pockets with double stitches are super strong. and very distinctive. And you can see the shape of it. If it's a French pocket, you cannot. So here we can see again many shapes of them. You can again oversize them. You can not use one of them, just use one, or maybe transgrade a little bit what denim is and use a well pocket or a French pocket if you like. But always make it make sense. To do it random. Denim is not a collage, definitely. Another element is the back yoke. Back yoke again is like that instead of using that because it's stronger. You can do the shape, making it strong without flat felt seam. So here we can see on the left the typical back yoke and then ways of modifying it to make like a new style. On the right, we can see the push-up pants, and they are modifying that back yoke to to get that shape that is found. Another element is the belt loop. There are many ways to do it, but in the end, it's only going to depend on the width and the stitches you put on it, the construction. You can see the second on the left. Sorry. That this out of all is the strongest and the nicest in my opinion. But you can do many things with them. Look at the right. We can also use an eyelet. Lots of things we can play with the size of it to get different looks. And then other elements are the flags. Okay, the classic one is the button flag. But of course, when it comes to fitted jeans, to stretch jeans, then we have to go to metallic zips, just in order to avoid them getting open. That's the things. But again, after so many years, this is also a distinctive element. And of course, with this metallic teeth to make sure that it is strong enough for such a strong garment as it is. The buttons, as the rest of the trims, are riveted to make sure that they are strong enough. As we can see here, most of the trims, which are also very exclusive look for denim, they are metallic because of the strength. They are riveted because it makes the pieces that we join together stronger. Well, there is a big variety of them, especially with the alloys, with the colors, but they basically all go around the same thing again, and because this is something that we really love about denim. But of course, we can play with it, as well as we can play with all the elements. Well, when you're using all these elements into your design, then you have to make sure that in your tape back it's going to be clear enough. Use as many images as you need, especially if you're going to make a change, a distinctive change of these elements to make sure that it's not going to be misunderstood when developing. Well, and then we go to the washes. One of the things that makes design in denim one of the most difficult and specialized is because of all the processes that we have to have in mind and to keep in mind for the final look that we need to have before we start. Well, in the wash, we have 2 steps. First is the wet process, what we do in the washing, and then the dry process. In the wet process, there is a big deal of things that we can do. Like, well, here we have the raw, which is unwashed, rinse, just the minimum thing we can do, just not to get blue in the hands and when you or your seat when you sit, which is going to allow your pair of jeans to fade naturally. Then we have the ensign wash, which is a very soft respectuous wash for denim to keep it in a clean look. And then of course we have the stone wash that we all love, the bleach wash, the cloud of the towel wash. That is a bleach, kind of bleach done in a different way. eye wash, laser, we used to call it in Spain in the 80s. And acid, same thing, it's smallest. And then we go to wash in the dry process. Okay, the sanding is like the typical thing we do to get this faded look with a paper sand. We do by hand. And then sacking, you can see on the image on the left. You can do stitching with a thread, or you can do with a machine, with a piece of plastic. And then the ripping, the brokens, the whiskers, the distressing, normally we do with a rotating machine that is going to break that top part of the fabric. Then we can do the whiskers with resin. There are hundreds of things that we can do in the process of washing to get different effects. And then, of course, laser, which is going to give that faded look and used look. Basically, not using anything that's going to take it ages or too much water, too many things to be done to get that same look. And then, of course, you have to add all this information in your wash bag, in your take bag, where is going to be located each broken, each grinding area, each the tacking, everything. And then another very special thing about denim is the branding. All the different elements that you have in your pair of jeans, for you to know the fit of it, the kind of denim. For instance, it could be okay, I can't recall anything in particular now, but it's going to always bring you to the original days. You know, it's going to be a little bit like vintage. But of course, we can see now like temporal or tricks to the eye, like the J-crown that we see at the bottom on the right, which is a print on the denim, like making a J-crown, but actually it's not. So we can, again, play a lot with these elements that is going to make look your garment in stores really, really nice. And this is also, as I said, very distinctive of denim, or the kinds of garments. They don't have that, like label, Weerd tag, J-crown, and the hand tags, these big ones. And then, well, so this is it. Basically, what I wanted to say is that this denim is something that we all have a concept in our minds. So we can bring any inspiration, anything today, and make it today. Everything is about the way you look at it. It's very important, the research you make about it. And again, using all these elements in a wise way and not random. You know, things, they really work when they are true. When they're not true, sometimes you can spell it. So this is basically everything I wanted to talk about today. Here you can see kind of two examples of this bringing an old look today. And well, thank you very much. And ask me any questions if you have any.
Amazing. Yeah, we've got some questions, which is amazing. Questions coming from the same person. What part of the design team, okay, what part of design do you spend the most on? So I don't know if you could unshare.
Well, definitely research. I mean, to get the inspiration is the thing that it takes me more time out of all.
I find the design part of it is really small, and I spend more of my time doing the follow-up, the emails, the tech package.
Oh, wait. I'm just not counting on that. Okay, yeah, the follow-up of the development. 10%, yeah, no.
6%. It's important, but it ends up being a very small part of the process.
Yeah,
I found, anyway. Okay, cool. What kind of software do you use? Do you use Illustrator? Do you use Clo? What do you personally use? Do you still draw? Are you still drawing, like with pencil and pen?
I do all of that. You know, I have here my templates for drawing by hand. Yeah, and then I use Illustrator, but since I have this beauty.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, it's like drawing by hand, but it definitely looks better. But in the end, I use all of them.
Yeah. It's true. As a designer, you have to use many different things depending on the job. And if you end up doing graphics or button design, then you have to be very particular, very making your grid, making sure it's all perfect, because the smallest detail is very important.
Well, I don't pay that much attention nowadays to perfection, because to me, I found that it's more important to be correct with the shapes and not that much with the details. And then you're right. Okay, this is a double stitch. This with this parallel distance.
The sizes. Yeah. No, I find also as a designer, I talk a lot in inches. So I've converted myself. So I talk in 1/8, 3/16, quarter, 5/16. I'm telling on my tech packs, and so that's a little
but CM is much easier, you don't have to say 1/8, 1.
No, there's no right or wrong way. It's just that
no, I'm just saying that it's like if I had to translate all that, it seriously would be too much for my age.
No, it's very interesting. Your presentation was awesome yet again, and thank you so much. Oh, one more question has come in. Our best source of ideas. Where do you get most of your research? Is it from vintage garments? Is it traveling? Is it all of the above? You travel quite a lot, right?
Well, I do. I definitely, when I walk in the street, especially when I'm not working in my area, I find myself like staring at people because seriously, it's really an inspiration. But everything, I mean, when I watch a movie, when I go to a concert, the way that people wear anything, I mean, everything comes to be an inspiration to me, even things that are not denim at all, but in the end, it's a little bit of everything.
It is, and it's your own taste as well, and it's understanding, and a little bit of vintage, a little bit of modern, and understanding of brief. Sometimes I find fabrics inspire me. When I look at a nice fabric, I know that's perfect for a pant, that's perfect for a high-waisted women's jean. I know instantly.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for this awesome presentation. No, you're a lifesaver. You did such a good job.
I like that.
No, we'll be sharing everything quite soon. So thank you so much. You're awesome again. So
see you soon. Bye.
So